Boxing starts with single punches. But before we begin, I'd like to clarify something in case you hear that in 12 training sessions I'll give you a knockout punch, or that within a month they'll set your punching line. Most likely that's not true because it's related to human physiology. It's impossible to teach someone in just a month. From the perspective of muscle development, during the first year of training, you only learn one punch, the main punch. That's the straight punch. In boxing, it is the most difficult punch. And after it, already on the basis of a direct blow, a side blow is placed from below and various modifications, including complex punches like the cross, which already belongs to counter punches. And the swing is also considered one of those. It's quite a complex punch in terms of execution and trajectory. You really have to work your way up to each punch. The movement of the straight punch, just so it's clear, if you're a beginner, you just need to understand how the whole system works. It is ternary. The first part is the arm, just the movement of one arm. You don't need to do it like this or like that. Just let it work as straight as it naturally extends. In fact, the first thing to practice is simply throwing out one arm. Just like you throw a small stone, that's how you throw it out. There's no need to twist or rotate anything. Those are nuances for more or less experienced boxers who already understand how to add power to the punch and so on and so on. That's why the first movement is always the movement of the arm. Then the shoulder blade follows behind the shoulder. Stronger muscles get involved. The punch becomes more powerful. Next, you need to learn and understand the system of how the hip moves. When you push the hip forward, don't twist it, just extend it as far as it can naturally go. And don't worry too much about your legs either. Until your arm moves, your shoulder blade extends, and your hip turns, don't even touch your legs. When the hip starts to move forward, then the leg begins to turn after the hip. It's very simple. So first, throw out your arm. Second, pull the shoulder blade. And third, start pushing the hip forward. Just rotate it along a single line. There's no need to shift anywhere. The shift happens later. That's already the fourth part, which you start from the perspective of transferring your body weight until you understand how the arm, shoulder blade, core, and hip move out. It's dangerous to transfer your body weight because a physical phenomenon called resonance can occur, which will most likely just pull you away from the line of force of the strike. So you transfer the movement of the shoulder blade, arm, and hip from one leg to the other. Just one and two. You shouldn't do these movements quickly at first. Not until your muscles have become strong enough. That's why there is a system of exercises specifically designed to strengthen these very muscles. It's all simple. After the straight punch, when you already understand how your shoulder moves, how your shoulder blade stretches, how your hip moves, how your body weight is transferred, then comes the explanation of the hook side punch. Because with a hook punch, the angle of the elbows also changes. And the smaller the angle of the elbow, briefly speaking, the more powerful the hook punch is. In the same way, the initial movement of the arm is set up first. The simplest exercises are things like twisting. This is also a gymnastic model. It's very easy to do, but of course it's important to already have the rotational power for the hook punch. That's why. In the training model, I'll explain. In the training model, the elbow is positioned to the side and the arm simply moves. Just like regular physical exercise. Here you go. This is the first training. The first training trajectory of the hook punch. Then the arm stops and you do it. The same rotation up to, let's say, a straight line, so you don't over-rotate. This is just gymnastics. Now you simply do the movement with your arm and then do the movement with your body. like this, and only in the third part do you start as you shift your body weight. Already throw the handle away from the body. That is, you don't need to move it to the side, because I'll emphasize again, a punch is primarily a property of the muscles. And in this position, well, your muscle strength develops its speed when it comes out from right here. If you initially hold your arm like this and punch like this, first of all, it will be very uncomfortable. Secondly, you will never be able to punch hard that way. The punch comes from the body. Here, the body changes slightly in terms of its tilt. That is the direction of the falling body, which means increasing the force, engaging the muscles, as well as the shoulder blades. The back and the chest muscle is also involved. And you get a good follow-through. The model is simple. Here he sets himself up, and then the transfer of body weight begins. The most important thing is you must not go past the line of your foot in the direction of the bend. If you over-rotate, first of all, you'll waste time getting back. Secondly, you will never have an accent. That is an accent. This happens at the moment of stopping and tensing. All the striking muscles tense simultaneously. It's not that simple, because, let me clarify again, all the striking muscles need to be trained. That takes from 3 to 6 months. That's just the preparation phase. Now, about the position of the elbow. Don't worry too much about it at first either, because the elbow position is set from the perspective of working with equipment. Explaining that it should be done this way or that way is just a waste of time at the beginning. They won't understand, especially not a child or a beginner. How are they supposed to know which nuance is twisting or hurting their arm? Usually this happens just once. They approach the bag, hit it incorrectly, and immediately get it. Your arm will hurt for 3 months. So pay attention. Here is a straight punch, and here is a hook. Everything is the same, just from the side. A hook is just a straight punch delivered from the side. Straight. You don't need to invent anything new for the hook, because if you complicate the technique, you probably just won't remember it in a fight. All of this is ingrained at the subconscious level. The uppercut, the punch from below, is one of the most difficult punches to execute in boxing, because it's a very tricky and deceptive punch. And lately I see it less and less often. I rarely even see it among professionals, because they don't really bother with it. They only use it when, as a rule, they use fast punches that come from a straight line. But with the uppercut, you have to get in close. You have to know how to approach, and you have to know how to use it. The uppercut is based on the mechanics of the hook. You simply lower the angle of the elbow, and the basic exercise is performed just like this, with one hand. This is the fastest way to learn how to execute the punch correctly. After which, just like with the side strike, you did it like this, and with the uppercut, you already understand how the arm moves. You fix your arm in place and try to perform the movement using your body, your shoulder blade, your back. There you go. There you go. The arm stays fixed in place, and try to throw the punch with your body. After that, you add in your legs and the transfer of body weight. So you are standing. You can duck under, or you can simply throw your arm straight out using your strong muscles. That is with tension, just like with the hook. So the key factor for power is the angle of your elbow. You don't need to twist it under yourself or anything, just like when you throw a stone away from you, like with a straight punch or a hook. The same from below. All 3 physical forces work the same way. There is another exercise that helps develop punching power. It's shoveling sand. By the way, it was even recommended in Soviet textbooks as a preventive exercise. It will be featured in our upcoming videos. We will try using gymnastics and the simplest exercises as examples. They were invented ages ago, back in the days of Tsar Gorok. We just want to show how simple, reliable, and powerful single punches can be. Actually, let me put it this way. For experienced boxers, there's really no such thing as a single punch. It's best to start learning with the simplest exercises. Right away, guys. And as you get more information, you'll build on that. It will become more and more clear what a punch is and how it works the further you go. The deeper into the woods, the fatter the partisan.